We must search high and low. Find a way that we must go. Everybody! Yes, peace in the neighborhood. Work together to find a way to lead. Welcome to Living Your Best Life Now with Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. Yes, I have to say, God is good. God is always good. It's us that have to change. Yes. Hello, Sabrina. Rowena, ¿cómo está mi amor? Rubén, Ferdy, it's me. Oh yes, we gotta work together. Everybody. Oh, I'm feeling good tonight. Everybody. Ooh yo yo. Ooh yo yo. Oh boy, are you guys ready? Let me see the hearts if you're ready. Are you guys ready for tonight? All right. Hey, B. How you doing, mommy? Oh, boy, this is going to be a great show. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about all of that. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some great stuff. Oh, yeah. Hey, mamita, that's right. Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy that you guys are able to come on tonight. And guess what? I'm feeling good. Love somebody. I can't sing like my husband. Anyway, let's get this show started. I'm so happy. Sally, how are you? V, love your energy and love your energy too, V. Well, anyway, let's get started with our show tonight. I am so thankful to God that God is blessing me, and I hope He's blessing you. God is always blessing everybody. The problem is, are we receiving the blessings? Do we know when it's a blessing? That is the issue. But tonight we have a great show for you. This is Dr. Melida Harris Barrow, living your best life now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, but today, now, this minute. So I'm glad you guys tuned in. We're going to get this show started. And I have to say, I have some wonderful testimonies tonight that I want to share with you. And it's awesome. It is awesome. I was just in Africa, Abidjan, in Ivory Coast, and I had a great time. I want to thank all the ministers of the African diaspora, the state of the African diaspora, and the Prime Minister, and His Majesty the King. I want to thank you for hosting us in your palace. I really, really appreciate you. You know I love you. You know I love all of you. And I have to say that it was a great, great opportunity. I'm happy to be appointed Minister of Tourism for the state of the African diaspora. We getting ready to do some great things, I am telling you. And some of those things that we're going to share tonight. But the title of this show, oh my God. I thought about this title while I was on a plane for 9 hours and then another 8 hours. And I thought about, do we understand the power we possess? And most of us, I am sure, because I was in that kingdom, the kingdom of not knowing who you are, the kingdom of not knowing the power within, the kingdom of where you shouldn't be. Do we really understand the power we possess? You know, all of us, I want to start by saying this, all of us, we were anointed by God. We were anointed by God by the positions, all the positions that we hold today. I don't care how high, how low, but all the positions that we hold today, talents and gifts, we have it's so important to understand the power that you have with whatever positions you have, with whatever talents you may possess. We have to understand why we have those talents, why we are in the positions that we are in the midst of all the crisis that is happening today. We are blessed by God. We are blessed by the universe. We are blessed. But the thing is that we always want more. And when you want more, then the blessing becomes null. It's not important anymore what God bless you with, even if he bless you with a little bit. Thank God for it. The problem is that our way of thinking now is so materialistic that we consider blessings with a fancy car or the house. That's what we consider blessings. But we really don't understand the power we possess. And that is the power of God. That is the blessings that we need to have. The blessings of the power of God. Because when you have the blessings of the power of God, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. And I am a witness of it. And I am going to speak about my testimony tonight. Because when I was in the world of thinking that all materialistic things were my blessings, it wasn't. It really wasn't. Now I'm experiencing what we call the power that God gave us. We're not using it. We're not even looking at it. That is the problem. That power that God gave you, you are putting it aside. And then what you're doing is depending on man, and you're depending on the material things, the materialistic things. That is not power. And I'm going to tell you why it's not power. By now and tomorrow, you might lose it. You see, you might lose your furnitures. You might lose your home. But never, ever will you ever lose the power of God. My goodness. You cannot lose the power of God. And I'm a testimony. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. And why? It's because the power of God, I have access to everything and anything. The access. When you have the power of God, you have the knowledge. When you have the power of God, you have the understanding. When you have the power of God, you have the wisdom. For whatever you have, now you're able to do the things that God wants you to do. Let me just say this. For who among men knows the thoughts of man except the man's power and wisdom within him? You see, I realize that the power within me is the power God gave me. But the thing is that I've always tried to understand, what is that power? We always talk about the power of God, but in reality, what is the power? Some of you might disagree with me tonight, but I have to say and speak about what I've been experiencing. Not what the world have said to me, but what I've been experiencing. I've been experiencing the power of God. Those who are led by the power of God are the sons of God. For you did not receive the power of God that makes you a slave again to fear, but you received the power of sonship. That's what you have received. The power is so many things. It's not just saying the word, I have the power. The power is the source of God, which should be the qualities in your life. That is the power. You see, you cannot say and should not say, I have the power, but yet you possess fear. No one's saying that we don't fear, but if we fear to the point where we're crippled, is that the power of God? Is that the power of God of being timid? Is the power of God being shy? Is the power of God being arrogant? Is the power of God being belligerent? Is the power of God boastful? Is the power of God deceitful? Is the power of God cruel? Is the power of God selfish? Is the power of God self-indulged? Is the power of God envious, jealous, hateful? My God, that can't be the power of God. So if you are boastful, deceitful, cruel, selfish, you don't have the power of God. Then whose power do you have? And what is it that you have to do now in order to change that old element of yourself? You see, when we open our hearts to greed, that can't be the power of God. You don't possess what really matters. No, you don't. You do not possess what really matters. And what really matters is helping one another. Let's talk about what you possess. Helping one another. Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? Are you encouraging your brother? Are you encouraging your sister? Are you inspiring your friends? Are you motivating those that you see that's down there? Are you trying to lift them up? Are you? Those are the things that are power of God. You see, the word itself is the quality of who God really is. And you have to possess all those things in order to have the power of God within you. It is not just saying the word, it is living it. It is living truth. If you cannot live the truth, then you don't possess the power of God. The power of God is boldness, selfless, brave, caring, diligent, humble, loving, hateful, self-confident. Yes, understanding one another, sincere, working with one another. Those are the elements of having the power of God within you. You see, when you're trying to deceive someone, how can you say that is the power of God? This is why we are suffering in the world today, and we do not understand why. When government are killing their children, how can that be power of God? When your brothers are in the street gang banging, killing each other, that can't be the power of God. You are in the wrong kingdom. Are you guys following me tonight? Are you following me tonight? Self-discipline is important. It is important because we have to maintain a relationship with God in order to have the power of God. You see, the power is not just the word. I'm saying that. I'm going to say that all throughout tonight. It is not just the word. It's what's within you. I realize that. I know that now. Now, all I want to do is inspire people. I want to help them. I'm traveling around the world, teaching about love, teaching about caring for one another. You see, the world is the way it is because we're hating, we're being jealous of each other. We can't even look at a sister and say, beautiful, you're beautiful. We can't even look at a brother and say, thank you, my brother, for all the things that you have done for me. What is wrong with us? We're looking at the world today, watching people killing each other, day in and day out. And then we wonder why. Those of us that are speaking that they have this power of God, but yet they're selfish, yet they're holding on, yet they're looking at their sisters and they're talking about this. How can you do that? Having the power of God within you. It's impossible. It's really impossible. I read today 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear. He didn't give us a spirit of fear or being timid, but of power, love, and self-discipline. You have to know what that power is in order to live a righteous life. By his divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. Godly life only means who God really is. You understand? We have received all of this by becoming to know him, the one who called us to himself by means of his marvelous glory. You see, everyone used to tell me, Mel, you have to be saved. You have to get saved. You got to be saved. But one of the things they didn't tell me is that I have to possess the power of God within me. And to possess that, I just mentioned all the qualities, all of the things and more that I should be as a woman of God. So each day I started to understand it is not just to say you have the power. It is not just going to church or your temple or your synagogue or wherever you go, whatever religion you may have, is not going there and sit and tell yourself that I have the power of God. It is the life that you're living. You cannot go and trick other people. You should not do things against God's will. Cannot. And tell yourself that you possess this power. You see, we do not possess what really matters. We do not possess what really matters. What really matters is our brothers and our sisters and how we come together and love each other. It is not about the car and the type of car you have. It is not the 6 or 10 bedrooms you have. We have left the principles that God has given us in order for us to be great. We should not be poor. We should not be suffering. But we have alienated ourselves from his power and adopted all the material things in the world. And that is why the world is the way it is. You forgot something so important of what you should possess, and that is love. And that is love. You have to possess the love within. That is the power. The truth is the power. I am the way and the truth. That is what he said. I am the way and the truth. And in order to follow the truth, you have to have the love within. Once you adopt and know what the truth is, you are going to be set free from all the bondage that you have been going through. Some of you want to kill yourself right now. Commit suicide. Don't do it. You need the power of God. You need that love within. That's what you need. You see, truth is not only a proposition to believe, to be believed, but also an action to be performed. You cannot say, I have the power of God and doing nothing. You're sitting on your bedside right now saying, okay, I'm just going to listen to Dr. Barrow. When this is over, I'm just going to go back and watch TV. No. The power of God is for you to get up and change this world. That is our position. He gave you that position. He gave you that title. He gave you that gift. He gave you everything that you need in order to possess that power, but you're not using it. My God. Truth is not defined by our own subjective standards. It is determined by the source of truth himself. When you seek knowledge and when you have the understanding of the truth, here comes the wisdom. And the wisdom that you have, you are to be using that wisdom to change this world. How is it possible that the world is going chaotic, but we have so many religious people in the world? Then what are you doing? I am challenging you today. Yes, I am. We have to go into our community and save our children. That is the power of God. The power of God is not when you say it, but is what you're doing with it. Oh my goodness. Power is the very essence of God. That is why you see me traveling. That is why you see me around the earth, because God gave me something that I am going to use before I leave this earth. Use the power that he gave you. You have it. You have it. Power is the very essence of who God is. And when you possess that, you are going to be the mighty person in the world. You are going to go places that you never thought you would go. You find yourself going around in circles every single day. Is because you don't possess that power. The power of love, the power of truth, the power of boldness, the power that he gave you before birth. We are not exercising God's power because we are afraid. Fear have tormented you for years. Being fearless doesn't mean eliminating fear. Being fearless means knowing how to leverage fear. And to do that, you need to know a few things about what you are dealing with. Fear is not an automatic as you think. Fear is part of instinct, part learned, and part taught. Maybe your parents and family have taught you to fear. No, we cannot fear in these times. We have to be bold and we have to speak truth. We have to speak truth. Yes, we do. Those of us that have the power, we abuse it. We're hurting people. We're destroying people. Why did God put you in the position you are in today? It's for a reason. It's to make the changes in the world. When basic human needs are ignored, rejected, or invalidated by those in roles and positions to appropriately meet them, when the means by which these needs have been previously met are no longer available, and when prior abuse has already left one vulnerable for being exploited further, the stage is set for the possibility these needs will be prostituted. Don't think that you're so smart that you're sitting there using people, abusing people, hurting people for your own gain. This is not why God put you in the position that you're in today. I don't care what position you may be in. You could be a teller. Don't treat people bad. Treat them with kindness and love. You're in a position for a reason. God put you there. You didn't put yourself there. It is time for us now to treat each other with respect and love. Why are we abusing what God has given us? This is why the title of this show is so important. It is very important. And I want you guys to take this very serious. Very, very, very serious. Living your best life now, you can do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I understand the power that God gave me. And this power, I am going to use it until I die, until he's ready for me. This power, I am reconnecting Africa with the diaspora and the world. Teaching love first. Teaching truth. We need to know the truth. We don't know the truth. We need to seek it. And trust me, when you seek something, God is going to give it to you. We are always thinking about what everybody is saying. all the time. We're thinking about what everyone is saying. You see, this is what I'm doing now. I am listening to God. Yes. I am listening to God. Yes. I have a relationship now with God. Yes, I do. And when he speaks, I listen. When he tells me to move, I move. When he tells me to sing, I sing. When he tells me all what to do, I'm doing it. And he's sending me throughout the world to speak his truth through me. I've realized now why I'm here. I know now what I'm supposed to do. I understand why he has given us his power. You see, the power, again, and I'm going to say it again and again and again, it is not what you're saying, but it's what you're doing. We need to see the results. We need to see you in action. We need to see that the power of God do exist. And I can say I'm an example of that power because he has placed me in places that I never thought I would be. He had me speaking boldly things that I never thought that I would do. Why? It is because I understand who he is. I understand what he wants us to do. The world is chaotic because we fear the truth. We don't want to deal with the truth. All we want to deal with is the lies. Because the lies makes you very comfortable. But the truth, my God, the truth is what's going to deliver God's people. Not the lies, but the truth. And in order to do that, yes, you have to be bold. Yes, you have to speak truth. And things are going to happen, and I know it. But I'm going to tell you what. It's worth it. It's worth it. We cannot go on living this way. You have the power. Start using it now. Love your neighbor. Work your relationships out. Love one another. It is time to make a difference in this world because it seems like the negative force is just riding through each neighborhood, each nation, each home, each relationship. It is time for us now to use the power that God gave us. You don't know what you possess. I am telling you tonight what you possess. You possess something so great, so powerful. Yes, you are. And let me tell you something. Greatness is waiting for you. Those of you that are constantly telling others, I am waiting for God to tell me what to do this minute or that minute or for the next. No, God already told you what to do. He's waiting for you. He is waiting for you to graduate in order for him to give you your package in order to go through the world and change the world. That's what he's waiting for. Stop using the excuse that I have to wait for an answer. You have the answer. It is fair why you don't want to proceed. It is time, my people. It is time to make the change in your life, in your family's life, in your friend's life, and in the world. And that's what we have to do. You see, you don't know what you possess, but I'm here tonight to tell you, you possess God's gift. And that is the power. You need to understand who he is. Yes, you do. And once you do that, it is about you. You see, it's who you are. If you're mean, you you can't have the power. You can't have the power treating your sister when she come to your desk. When she go to the supermarket, you're treating people like trash. That is not the power of God. And then you go to church on Sunday. Then you go to the synagogue. You're sitting there saying that you hate black people. You hate white people. You hate everybody. It is impossible to hate and have the power of God. You are being duped to think that you possess the power and hating everybody else. It is not going to work. This is why your life is in a mess. It's in a mess because you have to use what God has given you. Yes, you do. I'm using it. I am using God's power. And I thank God that I discovered the true power, love, truth, and peace. That's what we need. Hey, thank you for listening to Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. Hey, living your best life now. I love you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed my show. And tune in again next Thursday from 8 to 8:30. Yes, come on now, dance with me. It's about love, it's about truth and peace. Have the power. See? Yes. I thank you all for watching my show. Love you all. See you next time.